Bismillahirrahmanirrahim or Assalamu alaikum. Are you fit for the first few months in a new job? So it's a very interesting thing that whenever I hire people and they go to the new position, I usually coach people and guide them as to what they should be doing and what they should not be doing into the first few months, of course, into the new organization. That few months is entirely dependent upon you, how quickly you take up the charge of the new place. It's a new place. You don't know people. They hired you. They brought you in for bringing in some new changes, maybe, or to take up a new position into the organization, which went vacant, or perhaps they have created a new position. That's why they hired you and they brought you in. So I would, in this little presentation, I would just give you one thing that you should do in the first few months and one thing that you should avoid in first few months. Obviously, in first few months, because then you get to use to all the stuff into the organization. So what is that one thing that you should be doing in the first few months into the organization? Create acceptance for yourself. So this is a very important thing, especially very specially for the people who are into the sport department, and even more especially for the HR people, the finance people, the HR people, the IT people. I mean, these are the people who, and operations also, and those who are joining in at a higher position like managers or directors or chief level. They should create an acceptance for themselves into the organization. Whenever they go to a new place, the people might have any fears. You yourself might have some fears as to how to adjust with the new kind of people. So there would be peers, there would be subordinates, there would be bosses. So they all would be there to see as to how you gel in with them. So it is your responsibility to gel in with the new team. The original team is already gelled in. So the onus comes onto you as to how you gel in. And for that to gel in, you need to create an acceptance for yourself. When you create that acceptance for yourself, that acceptance might be through discussions with them, having friendships with them, going out on lunches with them, having long sittings with them to know about the company and all those stuff that anything that you need to do to understand the new company, the norms of the company, and all those who are working there for years or perhaps earlier than you, they can guide you well as to what are the norms and there are few written norms and there are many informal norms into the organization. In the first few months, written norms, yes, you can read them, you can those are rules of the organization, but the trick is that you need to understand the informal norms of the organization, whatever is happening into the company, how it is happening, who is important, who is not important, maybe how the things move, how the budgets move, how the approvals move, how the daily course of the day runs, all those stuffs. I mean, when you know that and when you know the people who are there, you need to create that acceptance amongst the people. And one thing that you need to avoid doing in the first 3 months is to objecting on everything. You can object, yes, you can ask questions, maybe objecting on everything or maybe objecting on anything may be taken as a very negative thing on your part, that you have come new to the. Yes, there would be a lot of things that you can object on, or they might not be doing well, the company might not be doing well, the people who are earlier there might not be doing well, your bosses, your subordinates, your peers might not be doing well, but that's how they are running, that's how they are operating into the organization. So in the first few months, especially in the first 1 month or 2 months, if you start objecting on everything, or for that matter anything, that will be taken negatively, and you might be might be corrected also for that, of your understanding that's maybe that thing that you are objecting on may be absolutely wrong and you might be right, but at the same time those people are doing it. Now, if you combine both these things, what you need to do and what you should not be doing, you would see that when you will not object anything but question anything, questions, ask questions that how this thing is done, why this thing is done, who is doing it, and through this way you will gain knowledge, you will gain understanding of to how the things are going on, and how you can later change this thing. So in the first few months, when you create that acceptance of your personality, acceptance of your role, acceptance of your behavior, acceptance of your daily work routine, then in the later part of your job, perhaps after 6 months, after 7 months, or maybe in some cases after 1 year, when you have created that acceptance for yourself in that role, into that organization, you would be very easily changing things. So if you start changing in a very early stage, in the first month or the second month, that usually some of the especially the HR people start doing. If you start changing lots of things in the very first month, you will have lots of resistance. The change always is welcomed by resistance, but that resistance can be minimized if you create your acceptance first, and then you start understanding why the things are being done that way into the organization, and how you can change them into the later years or into the later months. Later, when you have that acceptance, remember, whatever perception of negative thing that people will have, that will be changed into the positive thing. But if you have not created that acceptance, whatever positive thing you are also trying to do may have a negative perception for them. So remember this: create an acceptance for yourself, and then don't object on everything in the first 3, 4, 5 months into the organization. So I hope this quick feed will help you in developing a good career into your new organization, wherever you're going. Thank you very much.